Okay, let's just get right to it. For years, you've probably been told the same thing. To get good at English, you have to learn more words, thousands of them. But what if that's actually wrong? What if the very thing you think is helping is actually what's holding you back? Today, we're going to flip that whole idea on its head.
So does this sound familiar? You've put in the hours, you've memorized flashcards, you know thousands of words on paper, but the second someone asks you a question, your brain just freezes. You're searching for words, you feel slow, awkward, definitely not fluent. It's a super common problem, and trust me, you're not alone. We're about to show you exactly why this happens.
All right, here's the core of it all. The myth we've all been sold is that fluency is just a numbers game. Get to 5,000 words and boom, you're fluent. But the truth? It's completely different. Real, natural, smooth fluency comes from knowing about 200 powerful phrases, or what we're going to call chunks.
And hey, this isn't just some nice idea. There's real data here. So they did this 30-day experiment. One group of students learned 600 new individual words. The other group, they learned just 200 chunks. And the results are, well, they're not even close. The chunk learners saw their fluency skyrocket. It just proves that how you learn is way more important than how much you learn.
So what is going on in our heads that makes speaking feel like running through mud? Let's pop the hood and look at the engine here. It all boils down to this really painful process of translating everything one word at a time.
This slide absolutely nails it. This is the slow, clunky process of the translator brain. First, you have an idea in your own language. Then you have to search your mental dictionary for every single word. Then you have to stop and think, okay, what are the grammar rules here? And only then, finally, do you try to piece it all together. By the time you say anything, the moment is gone. It's just exhausting and totally inefficient.
And you know what? There's a scientific reason for why this feels so hard. It's called cognitive load. Think of your brain's working memory like the RAM on your computer. It can only handle so much at once. The more individual things you try to force it to juggle, the higher the load. And just like a computer with too many tabs open, it slows down and eventually crashes.
Let's make this super clear with an example. When you're stuck in that word-by-word method, your brain sees a simple sentence like this as 5 separate little Lego blocks. You've got I, then am, then very, and so on. And this is the whole point. That's 5 separate things for your brain to grab, figure out, and put together in the right order. That is a high cognitive load. And that is exactly what makes you feel slow.
Okay, now, let's compare that to the chunking method. A native speaker doesn't even think about those 5 parts. Their brain just grabs one single pre-built unit, I'm so happy.
And this right here, this is the whole magic trick. The phrase becomes just one single item for your brain to deal with. The cognitive load drops from 5 all the way down to 1. It's not just faster, it's practically automatic. It's effortless.
So this brings us to the secret weapon, chunking. And you have to understand, this isn't just a learning trick. This is a total shift in how you approach the language. It's about getting your brain to work the same way a native speaker's brain works. I just love this quote. It's so powerful, right? Because it tells you this isn't some crazy, impossible skill. It's just a secret, a technique. And now you're in on it. You have the key to unlock that same kind of easy, natural-sounding speech. Okay, enough theory. Theory's great, but let's get practical. Let's get our hands dirty. What do these chunks actually look like? And how can you start using them like today? It's time to build your toolkit. Just look at this list for a second. It's wild to think about, but these 5 little chunks probably cover, 50, maybe 60% of all daily greetings? Instead of building the sentence, how are you doing? You just grab the whole block. How's it going? It's instant, it's natural, it's how people really talk.
This category is pure gold. Asking for things can be really stressful, right? You don't want to sound rude. But with these chunks, you're covered. You automatically sound polite and fluent. I was wondering if is a perfect little tool you can use at work, in a cafe, anywhere.
Now, I want to just pause on this one phrase for a moment. By the way, it looks so simple, but man, is it powerful. This is your magic key to smoothly switch topics in a conversation without any of that awkward silence.
And by the way, belongs to this amazing family of chunks for conversation flow. These are the words that act like glue. They hold the whole conversation together. They let you connect ideas, change direction, and just sound so much more fluid and less robotic.
So you get the logic, you've seen the examples, but knowing isn't the same as doing, right? So the real question is, how do you actually make this a habit? Let's break down a super simple plan to completely transform your English in just 1 month.
I want you to forget about trying to learn 20 new words every day. It's overwhelming. For this whole challenge, there's only one number you need to burn into your brain, and that number is 5. Just 5. See? That feels totally doable, right?
And here is the entire game plan. It's this simple. Every morning, you pick 5 new chunks. That's it. Your mission for that day is just to use them. Say them in a text, say them to a colleague, heck, say them to yourself in the mirror. Just use them. Do that every day for 30 days. That's the whole path.
So here it is. This is the mental shift. This is the big takeaway. Stop thinking of English as a million tiny separate bricks that you have to build with. Start seeing it as a set of powerful, pre-built pieces you can just grab and use. Stop learning words. Start chunking.
And I just want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if that feeling of fluency you've been chasing for years, what if it isn't thousands and thousands of words away? What if it's just a couple hundred chunks away? It's a pretty powerful idea. And your chance to find out, well, it starts today.